Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I comment on bars to these.
Run Ryan.
Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
No way. What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome fellas, welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Welcome back, Chef. Alia, Kena, I have absolutely no idea how we didn't win that match. Alia, how we didn't win that? Alia, Arsenal.
We just play with your food too much. But Raya saved though.
No, Alia, Arsenal, they're counting the lucky charms, leaving Old Trafford today with a result. You understand? Yeah. And as you say, Chef, I really can't say. I mean, perhaps we might have different opinions on it, and we'll get it, right? But Raya come out massive. Raya was saving every blasted thing, Dread.
Nah, he ran safe. I would be wicked. I would be wicked to say, oh God, again, show me a million chances. Nah, the man ran safe, yo.
Yeah.
Well, after the amount of space, he might get Bruno for that free kick. He can might as well make up for it. So.
For real.
But truth be told, fellas, I think today, had a lot more positives than negatives in terms of where our expectations would have been coming into the game. Arsenal going into this game after the PSV game, Arsenal would have been rubbing the hands coming into the game, and we were here hoping not to get embarrassed. You understand? I remember messaging and saying today gonna be a long day. But we could be how badly off earlier. These players have a tendency to get up for games like these. And I just always call it
I don't understand that though.
Underdog mentality. It's underdog mentality, that way it is. It's an underdog mentality. And that's what going on with me right now. Because I'm telling you, if we was probably playing Brentford or something, I ain't even sure we might get this kind of performance. You understand? Anyway, fellas, what we saying? Nico, Phil, Chef, JP, what we saying, fellas?
Yeah. Good night, everyone. And as I mentioned on the podcast last week, so then these guys are going to get up for the big game and then go back to playing foolishness in the next couple of weeks when we got to face teams that are not possibly in the top 6 or whatever, right? But, I mean, at the end of the day, there's some players that we have been criticizing that showed up today. And I guess the main question we got to ask is, why you don't show up with this every single match? Not just for the big games, so that if you played well versus a big team, you're going up on social media and advertising it. No. The sign of a good player versus a great player, you show up for every match. But, you show up for big games only, then that's a mentality problem that we have to correct going forward come next season. So, yeah, some of the players that we've been cursing definitely showed up today. I must give credit to Mazraoui because obviously he's observing Ramadan, and he still put out a performance like that today. So
big game.
Definitely shout out to him. But there was no time today where I felt threatened by Arsenal, honestly. There was no time where I was on the edge of my seat saying, oh shit, Arsenal have the ball. No. If that's the Arsenal that is looking to win the Premier League, you have a long way to go. So do we. But at the end of the day, I think that this game could have ended a good 4-5-1 to us if Rasmus wasn't sleeping, if David Raya wasn't doing his job. So yeah, man.
Yeah, are you hearing me? If I mention it,
Breaking up a bit.
as usual.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, as expected, as we went in the game and as we talk about in the last review, we went with no expectation. Knowing that this team could show up, or what I mean, we just get trash. You know. But for some reason, I try not to get too optimistic, but for some reason, I think you're starting to see a resemblance in how we play in the low block, and even when we attacking or when you're on the front foot, the football now looking the same in terms of you're seeing where the team understand or understanding when to press and how to press and how to remain compact even during those transition phases. Um, so again, I don't want to call it too early, but I find the performances over the last maybe 3 games has been a bit consistent. I don't know if that's making sense.
I think they go back to more than, I think it's more than 3 games, but go ahead.
Yeah. So you're feeling a bit of a consistency. You're feeling like you're watching the game and you're like, these men know what they're doing, and they're looking like what else we doing training whole week. You're not telling yourself that time, because normally that we used to be telling myself. So whole week and what they're doing. You're seeing some little patterns developing. You're seeing with Sociedad similar to today. Sociedad maybe had their little moments, but still we were comfortable. Today, some we had their moments, but still we felt comfortable during the game, because I think tactically we were aware and ready and prepared now. So I mean, I don't want to go to myself too much, but again, Reapon is Cape today. We were, we could have been more clinical as well. We could have come out with the 3 points today, but I looking at the positives, especially going into the game, not expecting anything at all. Yeah.
Let me just say something before. I don't know if JP, Chef, or Simeon who want to jump in after, right? But one of the things that is noticeable, and I just want to just touch on that because Nico make mention, right? With the mistakes. Now, even though you're going to a game and you're sure where you'll get, but once we eliminate the mistakes earlier, we're not conceding, right? When you look back at plenty of the games where we concede, is always because of some
mistakes.
Yes, some kind of mistake we making, some kind of
some
malfunction.
set of lapse and
hardly ever, we go look back and say, "Wait, boy, that was a real good goal we conceded." It had their mind saying that we concede good goals, but for the most part, when we go down, it's because some foolish error. Most recent example against Ipswich, confusion between Dorgu and Onana. It's always some kind of mistake, and I realize, we cutting them out a little bit, or also we're not getting punished for some of the mistakes, because look at Onana at that today. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a matter of how the mistakes go for us now, whether we get punished or we get away. And because defensively, I think we've been very, very solid. Anyway, go through.
Yeah, good night, everybody. I went into the game saying, if we get Lex with a respectful performance, I'll be okay. If we get a draw, I'll be happy. If we win, it's a bonus. And the funny thing is that at the end of the game, I'm thinking, hey boy, we should have win this one. I was actually disappointed. Still happy because everybody thought it was Lex win and share after what Arsenal do midweek and how we do it, and based on our form previously. So yeah, I was just pleasantly surprised with the performance. I think we had a plan for the first half, and the goal, when the goal came for us, I think that allowed us to come out in the second half and express ourselves a little more on the football field and play more football. So it wasn't like this totally 90 minutes of defending we played. We did that for the first half, and then second half you saw a change in the game where we went fit because there was a better belief. And I think that's supporting what Nico was saying, where previously you were seeing things happening. But what we weren't doing is we weren't taking chances. And when you take the chances, you saw what that did for the confidence of the team. Because even just before the end of the second half, that nasty referee, when we had a breakaway, you see,
the first half. Yeah, the first half. Yeah.
And he blew the whistle at the end of the first half. So even from then, when we started to believe in ourselves a little more. So yeah, I think I'm not getting carried away, of course, because it's Arsenal we play, and these players have a tendency to turn up for the bigger games. Thursday, if we could repeat something like this against Sociedad and comfortably beat them to go forward in Europa, then I will start to feel a little bit.
Chef?
I am a quiet listener tonight.
That for how long?
You gotta hear somebody say something, you gotta read some
Till
comments.
somebody say some left kind of shit annoying me, but for now I'm quiet. I don't have no confidence in the team, though. I don't have no confidence in the team. I really don't. It was pleasing not to get licks today, but because you never know what next game bring in, I just like whatever. But I will say this: that we have some good shitums on this team, and some good brainless players too, Because it was just watching little moments. I mean, I know we say now on our couch watching the game and might see things more, but I don't know, boys. Simple lapses is just. And me and I tell you, I don't think nobody defend Onana again, Onana is real shit, boy. Oh my god, that man ain't good one little bit. Not even a little bit. He not good, he not good. That is it, yeah? No.
Simeon?
I mean, I agree with Chef. I mean, for me, like I said before, like I like to watch to see the positives. I know it's a lot of negatives, so I try and look for positives. So you will see, if it's a Xerxes playing better, if it's a Heaven looking better, coming on and actually look like a real player. I try to look for the future because, I watched that first half. I don't forget, as good as they played in the second half, I didn't forget that first half. They look dreadful. They look poor. They look like, you say like they ain't trained. They ain't got no quality. Talking to Kareem, and the difference in quality was just, shocking. Arsenal had a little motions and stuff, and we just kind of string 3-4 passes together. We didn't have a good attack in that game until the 22nd or 25th minute, something like that. We have a good attack to where we, put some moves together until like 20-something minutes. We got better as the game expanded in the second half, but the type of, not just tactical and technical, like for a lot of the game, we were not able to put any pressure on them at all. And it was depressing. We couldn't touch them. And they looked like, which pundit say, was it Keane say like Arsenal looked like a Spanish team? Team was Spanish. Anyway, we couldn't touch them, but they couldn't really punish us in the first half. And that's why we get away. We lived to get to the second half. And Bruno scored a wonderful goal. But, there's a lot to be, worried about with this team, especially come, Thursday. It has to be Thursday. even though we're capable of playing good football, the default is still, still bad. I think the best thing about this game was I feel like the rotation was good enough for Thursday. And we had some fun in the last few minutes of the game, but a lot of things we have to work on. I mean, the people still making the same problem, the same, Dallo play a little better, but we could feel good that we, like you said, we making mistakes. People didn't play as horrible as we didn't play, so you take this game as a plus and move on. But you can't say, we looking better. We might get some confidence, but that's about it.
Yeah, definitely
Agreed.
too early. But I still want to, agree with Nico. You've seen a bit of consistency. It's not the finish thing. It have plenty work to do, but also have a lot of things that happening that would sort of kind of want it to be a little patient. The injuries, the accumulation of games, the fatigue. All those different kind of things now. And when you consider over the past couple of games, because we would have played with 10 men for 90 plus minutes against Ipswich, then we come and play a 120 and a penalty shootout against Fulham. Then we had to travel to go to Spain, and then the next 2 days we play in Arsenal at home.
But Kareem, ain't nobody care about that.
No, I understand. No, I understand that. But what I'm telling you is, when you have to look at the circumstance that we find ourselves in, whether nobody care or not, we have to recognize the circumstance that we're in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's just how I want to be a little bit understanding with what's going on, because at the end of the day, these are human beings,
But I also want to agree with Simeon as well, in terms of, I think even if we didn't have injuries and we didn't play all the games, I think the first half would have been the same way. I think the first half would have been the same way, because even Amorim would have spoken about it, and he spoke about PSV. He said PSV played man to man, and he said that was Arsenal like, the man to man, because it has space to play. And I think the performance with tactically how it was low block, I think, especially with the players we have now, regardless of fitness, I think we'd have played the first half the same way. And maybe as the game progressed, maybe the quality players we may have showed more, but I think we'd have started the game the same way. But we would have, as Simon would have said, maybe created more attacks earlier than the 20th minute, but I think we'd have started the game the same way. Because that is how it has been against Arsenal for the last few years, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I.
That's their weakness. I think a lot of teams that had this success over Arsenal this season is teams that play low block on them, because when they give them the space, they have the players that will punish you. So you can't be naive going into a game. You gotta be smart going into the game. So I think even if he did that with the players who are injured now, even if he planned that system set up, we may have been even more successful, because we don't have better quality on the pitch to contain them, and then going forward, we have better quality going forward as well, if we had some of the players available. So I think we'd have seen the same thing, but the result.
Yeah, I think, but tactically it would have been the same, but we may have been more quality on the pitch.
Yeah.
Let's get some comments, guys. Right. So Dwayne Honoré on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you.
Yeah, good night.
Jerome Foster on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining. He's saying we should have won, but good progress. All right. Dwayne saying here, melancholy, right? That's my mental with dealing with United. I have no expectations whatsoever. You're in a safe place there, bro. You're in a safe place, right?
It's a good place to be.
Chris on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. Arun on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining. Dembe, Brent on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, is this Bruno best position in this formation? Early days. Arun saying here must shout out Heaven for his performance today. Calm and solid one for
Yeah,
the
the youth
Yeah,
fight.
Yeah.
Even the shit on Lindelof was decent today, no?
yeah.
Shockingly.
Lindelof grow with the game, I can tell you that. Lindelof start off shaky, but he grow with the game.
Is Lindelof?
Yeah.
And Delit don't have a calming button in him at all.
Yeah, boy.
So everything this man does do is rush,
Like
boy.
like you panicking.
Yes, boy.
Yeah, boy.
I cussing him today, boy. I said, dog, it has sometimes this man get the ball, look up and just make a nice little forward pass, bro. You don't have to boom kick the ball every time. Every time you get it, the man panicky. I said, boy, you too big and dirty. Should be so panicky, boy.
Yeah. I agree. You gotta calm yourself and
God, boy.
And I'm hoping it to come, I'm hoping it come,
I think
When it don't come next season, no?
Yeah, it can be the season again.
Come at all, boy.
Yeah. Adrian Duncan on the inside. Good night to you, man. Thanks for joining.
Oh, Adrian.
All right. So Jerome saying here, this is how we used to bear Arsenal when they were better than us under Wenger.
I feel you mean Mr. Beat.
Beat, yeah, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
Low block, hard tackling, counter. Yeah.
Pretty much. We just had finishers.
And then you have Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, we were tough on the transition. Yeah, Parkinson doing all the dog work, you know?
Yep. Roy Keane kicking down Patrick Vieira and get the ball up.
Yeah. He also saying here we lack the finishers we used to have, and that's the problem.
Agreed.
Adrian saying here Manchester United is the epitome of expecting nothing and you'll never be disappointed.
Facts.
And that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now.
Yeah, that is where we are. We had to be there. Can't be nowhere else.
Yeah. So fellas, Bruno Fernandes, right? Bruno Fernandes come up clutch for me today. A real top free kick. I mean, listen, and Simeon mentioned it. Sometimes you just have to, when you're in this kind of state, you just have to depend on that moment of individual brilliance, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the hope is that next season, that is not how we win in games for 38, 40, 50 games for the season, right? But I taking that free kick all day, every day today, right?
It's a beautiful free kick.
Yeah, quality. Now, the thing about it, guys, is Bruno Fernandes continues to divide opinion, right? Just about a week or so ago, Roy Keane was mashing up Bruno, right? Then today, he was in high praise of Bruno. We also have a person on the panel here who's not one of Bruno's biggest fans, right? And I'm not talking about me, right?
There's a few on the panel.
A few of us. But I want Kareem finish and then I will talk about that.
Right. So I want to get all your honest thoughts on Bruno Fernandes. What he doing for the team and Bruno Fernandes going forward with Amorim project.
All the Bruno Fernandes haters got the cameras off. Well, boy. Turn on mine. Sorry, what was the question?
We just want to talk about Bruno Fernandes. You know, how I mean, the opinions are really divided. So we want your honest thoughts on Bruno, how you see him with the team going forward.
So, like, the reason fans will have divided opinions on a player is because of consistency, right? There are no fans divided on, let's say, Mazraoui.
Onana.
Exactly. There are no fans divided on Onana in terms of, like, we all know the guy is shit, but let's go back to Mazraoui where we know that the guy is consistent, right?
Yeah.
There will be fans divided on most of the players in this team. Let me bring up two more players who I don't think the fans are divided on. Diego Dalot. We know he's shit. He's shit. That's one player. And maybe the fans are not divided on, let's say, Ugarte. Maybe.
Nah, Ugarte has been really one of the better players this season. So
Correct.
we can't fight him too much.
Right. So fans will be divided on certain players because of their consistency, one, but fans will shift to the left saying that a player is shit because we know the guy is shit, or shift to the right because we know this player is consistent and doing well for the team, right? Over the last couple of seasons, Bruno Fernandes has been inconsistent. We've seen Bruno Fernandes give away the football a lot. We've seen Bruno Fernandes bitch and complain when he barely gets touched. And these are not these are not the attributes of a captain, right? That we've seen over the last 2 to 3 seasons, right? Now, for you to have a set of disciplined games for at least a good 5 to 7 to 8 games in a row, that's what you want to see from not only your captain, but from all Manchester United players, right? There's this guy on social media who said he will not cut his hair unless Manchester United win 5 games in a row. And I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Because at the end of the day, he probably saw the shit that we're playing and he says, you know what? We just need to be consistent and I will not cut my hair. Anyway, back to Bruno Fernandes, right? At the end of the day, this is all we ask for from all Manchester United players, whether you're the captain, vice captain, or a striker or a goalkeeper. This is what we ask for, right? Am I still on the opinion that Bruno Fernandes is not the player to lead Manchester United forward? I'm still of that opinion. I'm not going to let a couple of matches throw my opinion off, right? Because I think we live in a microwave society, or we live in a society where, you know, your emotions are up one day and then you have to change your mind the next day. I'm not one of those players. I'm not one of those fans, right? All I ask is for consistency, whether it's in football, whether it's in life, whatever, right? Should our players, including Bruno Fernandes, be consistent for the rest of the season and the games for next season? Could be in the first 10 or 15 games, right? Then possibly I could change my mind, right? But I'm not one of these fans that's going to flip flop, right? I give my opinion on Bruno Fernandes for the last couple of seasons. I still think he's overrated, but at the end of the day, you got to give credit where credit is due, right? It was a great free kick. I'm hearing Arsenal fans talking about the referee made the wall too far back and all this bullshit. Come on, shut up. You're just nitpicking at straws, right? It was a great free kick. It's ironic, or it's poetic justice, because I was seeing some highlights from AFTV, most popular Arsenal fan channel in the world, right? And I think it was about a minute before the free kick, one of the panel that was actually watching the game, I was like, how, and I'm paraphrasing, how the mighty United have fallen. You know, back in the day, they used to have David Beckham over free kicks. Now they have Bruno Fernandes, ha 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 ha, and he kind of shut them up. So, great free kick. He was disciplined today, definitely, with regards to being in the midfield. Him and Casemiro have been disciplined in the last couple of games. Casemiro was disciplined versus Sociedad, and so is Bruno Fernandes, right? And I always say this here: your midfield, if they are disciplined, will transpire to the other players on the field as well, too, right? If your midfield is just hoofing long balls over the top, what's not, is going to translate to the other players doing the exact same thing as well, too. Right? So far, I've seen 3 or 4 disciplined performances from Bruno Fernandes, and that's good. That's good. But at the end of the day, those 3 or 4 performances is not going to make up for the last 2 to 3 seasons. And that's all I got to say.
Hey, let me jump in one time, right? Because Bruno can be frustrating as a player, right? But let me be real. Think of any player since Sir Alex retired that Manchester United signed that has gotten better, or at least remain at a consistent, proper level, that the world could continue watching, the world of football could continue watching that player, and big clubs would still probably want to sign that player. And the only player since that time is Bruno Fernandes. There has been no player that we have signed that has done what Bruno Fernandes has done for Manchester United since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Yes, he is frustrated. Yes, he is petulant. Yes, he likes to argue and could fall down easily. But the numbers don't lie. And I think the problem is Bruno has had to be the savior of Manchester United for too long and has not had proper squads to play in and not properly run teams, a properly run club, a properly managed club. Bruno is another product of Manchester United being a shit-run club because it all fallen on him. And he had the savior complex in him where the team not playing good, I had to try and do everything. I had to be all over the place. When Ten Hag was there, we were complaining week in, week out about Bruno because Bruno was trying to do everything and doing nothing at the same time. Since Amorim came in, I think it is safe to say that Bruno has been a much more disciplined player in his positioning. It had the off games in it, but I think in general, he is one of the players who has been more or less disciplined in his positioning. And I remember us having conversations on numerous occasions about Bruno, that Bruno would be a much better player if he just be disciplined, like he is when he is with Portugal. And I think we are seeing more and more of the Portugal Bruno Fernandes in this Manchester United team. Because Amorim has come in and he is setting standards and he's setting certain disciplines in terms of where he wants players to play. Bruno does stray from it ever so often, but again, the numbers don't lie. Bruno up there in the numbers in terms of goal involvements, in terms of goals, in terms of assists, in terms of chances created. Imagine some of the chances created will go into competent players who could actually finish them. His assist numbers will be even higher up there. I'm not saying Bruno is the greatest and we have to keep him, but I do think if you're looking at players that need to be sold or players that we need to get rid of at this club, Bruno is probably one of them lowest down on the list at this point in time, because I think he has done a lot for the club. And it's very easy for people to look at him and talk about him because Bruno has been one of the few consistently trying in this team. When you look around the team, you call names of players who you want to see doing more, who you're asking for more. Bruno always doing it, isn't it? He may not do it the right way. He may not always do it the right way, but he's doing it. He's one of the players that you cannot question when he go out on that pitch if he given everything or not. He given everything, but sometimes it don't always come out in the best ways. And I think a lot of the time it's due to who are around him, because he feeling like he had to tote this team on his back. And I think the more structure he has around him is the better version of Bruno Fernandes that this club is. And that is me there.
Nicole?
I mean, I similar sentiments to JP, and I guess the panel would know that. Of course, I may have said in the past we need a player better, but for now, Bruno had to play. Bruno had to play every single game. And as JP rightfully said, with Amorim coming in now, you're gonna get rid of Bruno to bring who? Because you're seeing where he's settling into wherever Amorim requesting of him. If you ask him to play deep, you're seeing that disciplined Bruno playing deep. If you ask him to play the 10, you're seeing that disciplined Bruno in the 10. You're not seeing Bruno on the left hand side, right hand side. You're not seeing that as much again. You're not seeing that. And to me, we've seen a better Bruno. Today, Bruno was disciplined as well. As much as we had to defend a lot, he scored the free kick. He has quality. But overall, down in the end, Bruno could have win the game again as well. If not for the double save from Raya. But during the game, to me, the team played well today, and Bruno didn't stand out for anything other than the goal. He was just doing his job within the team, and I think for the last 10 years, I think I could say that Bruno has been the best captain of Manchester United.
Yeah. Chef, you're here. I know you're still sorting your audio.
Give me a second. Let me come log in and come back in.
All right, no scene. All right, so with that, right? I just want to get the question was asked to Amrim post match, so I just want to get his comments on this particular on Bruno, right? So he was saying here he proves it every game. He is here to help the club. That's the most important thing. Sometimes he has moments when he's so frustrated that he shows. He's so frustrated that he shows that he wants to win more than anything. He's always there. What I can say is that we need more Brunos, and that is clear. Not just quality, but character. The availability he has is also important. All right. Finally, saying here, he's always available, always there to play in different positions. And when we need something, sometimes a goal, a free kick, an assist, he's always there. So I think he's a very good example. Right. And I think that really encapsulates, Bruno. Now, again, I have my views on Bruno, in the sense that Bruno tends to thrive, or from what I've seen over the years, thrive in chaos, but I always prefer, my creative player to be a little more on the techie side, so I mean, Odegaard didn't really say much today, but I would always prefer my creative outlet to be the more Odegaard type player, but that doesn't mean that Bruno is a bad player. But I just telling you what I would prefer, And
that's it. So imagine that Bruno and let's say Bruno was playing with Arsenal. So you have a Odegaard and you have a Bruno. So I think maybe that is the other profile of player we need in our midfield.
Perhaps, right?
To complement, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna argue that, but I mean, my thing is, we always make it look as though, because I've heard the statement, people using it, if Bruno wasn't here, we would have been relegation, and that doesn't necessarily be the case, because sometimes it's all about finding a way to survive, otherwise, because we talk about Ahmad was we talisman, he was the one scoring all the goals, but Ahmad not here, so we finding a way to survive without Ahmad, and we realize Xerxes, so perhaps Bruno not there, right? The dependence on Bruno is now, fellas had to figure out how to step up rather than trying to pass the responsibility on to Bruno Fernandes, who is oftentimes a little erratic. I mean, he packed down a little bit recently, but how much times we just be frustrated with Bruno, But what I have to agree with what the manager say, you see that availability, by that man cannot be beat. That man that is we true long packle, yeah, right? Because that man always available. He never injured. He playing full 90s. The man, listen.
Yeah. No, remember we used to say that about Martial, right?
Yeah.
The best ability.
No, let me go through that. No. I want to hear about no best ability. That's not the best ability, right? I want to hear about that. Because Hoyland available. Right?
I want to add something to what Reem's saying there, and what Phil said, to what Phil just said also. I think, and this is for me, our frustration with Bruno Fernandes, with the petulance and being the captain and all kind of thing, but I think our frustration at him at times does come because of expectations of him. Then the team is basically a team of shit snakes. And he is really and truly, as JP said, one of the better players we've had over the last few years. What has been killing him is the consistency and the hero ball he does want to play at times. And that will get all the United fans mad, because we look at you as, Dan, you have to be one of the best players, and now you're the club captain. So our expectations, as unfair as it might seem, our expectations of Bruno is not the same expectations we have of Rasmus, if you understand what I mean. We expect you to play better,
consistently so and make better decisions. And on top of all that, bro, he is the club captain. So we understand that is a shit show at the club right now, but we want you know to just be the man to just give we a little more consistent at time. Because one thing I'm sure all of us will agree that 9 times out of 10, if Bruno Fernandes have a good game, United go and do good. If he have anything substandard, it shows. It don't have much games. Let me be real. It don't have much games where Bruno play a blinder and we end up on the losing end or not a favorable result. That's just my opinion.
One thing before you go to the commentary, I realizing now that sometimes it doesn't miss the well until the well run dry, right?
The water.
Or the water run dry, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm saying to that is, when we had players like Ander Herrera, and they had poor performances, we fight them. When we had Paul Pogba, poor performance, we fight them. When we had Martial, poor performance, we fight them. When we had Matic, when we had Lukaku, no, I talk about even Tarek is still class, but we used to fight men like Lukaku, even Cavani, we used to fight men like Cavani.
Yeah.
But earlier, when you look at if we had, I just saying, anything close to them fellas, no.
Compared to what we have now?
Compared to what we have now. And I think Bruno Fernandes earlier could fall in that category.
Yeah.
That we may lose Bruno Fernandes, just saying, and then we realize the shit we get in, and then we say, way boy. Right?
Yeah.
So that is how I'm looking at, because when you look over the years, because the expectation of our team is so high and we expect them so much that when they leave, they realize the quality we had now. And we really didn't appreciate it and really didn't embrace it. So I think Bruno Fernandes is one of the last of them all, yeah? And I think we should, you know what I mean? Embrace him for now. For now until that time to move on, because he really contributed.
That's a great point, yeah. Great point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would have Phil with that one.
I get Phil. You can't just done. Our expectations of Bruno is not to give we a 2 and 5.
No, because I was talking to
let me give you guys an example of a player who
That's no Phil, right? I was talking to Marim about that this week. When Garnacho got that chance, right? That's the chance when Zirkzee played on to him. That was against who? That was I can't remember the team we played.
Fulham.
Yes, Fulham FA Cup, right? And we talk about if we had a Cavani at the end of that chance, right? And we used to fight on Cavani. So go ahead.
You saying Cavani? What is the African was with you? What it is?
Odian?
Igalo.
He was putting that.
Well, we used to fight on them.
I don't tell you. We talk about fight. I'm really sorry for cutting him, brother. But it had one player in Manchester United. God help me. I can't stand to watch our boy play. And it just get mad every time he touch the ball. You see Garnacho? Dan, if my TV wasn't so big and expensive, he would make me pelt my TV, I can't stand to see that boy on the ball,
But the boy look good today.
Look good what?
Yes, he looked good. I signed up for Garnacho today. But the right hand side, Garnacho look good.
Before we move on to Garnacho, right? One player back in the Sir Alex Ferguson days that I was never a big fan of, but later on in his career, I started to become a fan of him, is Michael Carrick, right? I am a big fan of Michael Carrick right now. When Michael Carrick first started with Manchester United, I was not a big fan of Michael Carrick. He was bodied off the football a lot, and he was losing the football and giving away the football, right?
Yeah.
Slowly when Michael Carrick, I would say probably the year, or probably the year we won the Champions League. I think that was when I started to become a fan of Michael Carrick, right? So at the end of the day, minds can be swayed. But it took me a couple of years to finally get onto the Michael Carrick train. I still think Michael Carrick to this day is one of the most underrated football players I've ever seen to ever grace the Premier League.
Yep.
Great passer of the football, great reader of the football.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I used to watch Michael Carrick when he used to play with Spurs, right? And he was more an attacking player. But because he was so intelligent, right, you could have dropped that man in that pivot, and that man would read that game and control that football.
Effortless.
You understand what I'm saying? And he had no big flashy. He would just get a little shimmy song. He moving past you and making that pass in the easy.
I watched an interview of Michael Carrick a couple of days ago. And Michael Carrick said, if you have time on the football as a midfielder, why are you passing back the football? And that kind of struck me, I was like, that's so true.
You see what Phil said there about Michael Carrick? To this day, I will always remember Michael Carrick. One of his goals and them was in a Champions League, and I think it was Roma, when he scored a screamer. Dog, I duck walk that Wednesday to stay home and watch that game. Carrick goal, make it all worth it. Because that is what you call, that is when I say, you see what Phil now say about being underrated? That when I say Carrick is truly a big player. For me, it would have been Fletcher. Fletcher railroad me, because I find he was so much shit, Fletcher grew on me.
For sure.
Yeah. Michael Carrick is just one of those players that, like as Chef said, he had to grow on me as well too, right? Definitely a Man United legend. Probably one of my favorite Man United legends, top 15 maybe. But yeah, but if we had to conclude the discussion on Bruno can change my mind, okay? But it's all about consistency over time, right? By consistency, I'm not just talking about goal scoring, right? Because at the end of the day, Bruno's main goal is to dictate play and to control the midfield, right? If he can do that consistently, if he doesn't score a goal, fine. But if he consistently dictates in midfield, Bruno can play 20 or 30 passes to Højlund, and if Højlund do shit with all 20 or 30, I ain't cuss Bruno, I cuss Højlund, right? But if you are doing a long ball, if you're a goal down and you're just looking to shoot from anywhere, and you're just looking to hoist the ball to even back in the day to Rashford and Garnacho and hope that they get it, then like that's not the sign of a proper captain or a guy who's a difference maker, right? So on a positive note, he had a great free kick today, discipline last 2 or 3 games. Let's see if we can continue this into Sociedad, because we definitely need to blow past Sociedad on Thursday.
Yeah.
I just want to say something to what Phil said there, right? Before I move on. Because I kind of touch on something that Nico was saying. Maybe as the person who have to compliment Bruno, who had to dictate the football. Bruno is not a Michael Carrick who could sit back and control the pace of a game. That is not Bruno game. So the person next to Bruno have to be that person who dictates the pace of the football. And I think that's where we expected the wrong thing of Bruno. That's not his game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm remember to figure this out in it because I don't know if Bruno is a 10. I don't know if Bruno is the 8, the 6. He could play everywhere. The manager said that, but I mean, in an ideal team where you want everybody functioning, we can see, right? Yeah.
But to that, that's such a good point JP make, because it's simple plays when you watch Eriksen today. When we had the ball, I always screaming at why a midfielder doesn't come short for the ball now. You had the full backs, you had the centre backs on them with the ball looking tighter. Manchester so predictable. They must be looking to kick center side, and then look to go up the outer the wings. And if we have, we're supposed to have a midfielder now coming into the center because it has be the spaces be there for a man to come short, get the ball, turn, and get the ball up. And if we expecting Bruno to do that, we lost because he ain't doing that. Ericsson, credit to him, but he don't have the legs again to do that. And I feel that we missing that severely in an Amarin style formation. You need a engine room midfielder. Bruno ain't that. Bruno is not that. I know we have expectations of him, but Bruno clearly is not that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. Jerome saying here, Bruno is a flawed genius, right? He is a great player, but can also lose his composure, and that can be detrimental. He needs or needed help. If he wasn't the only star, we would be much better on a whole. And I think that's the point you're making. Right?
And to Jerome's point, that is why he looks so much better playing for Portugal.
Yeah, because there's plenty quality in that team.
Plenty in that midfield. Jesus.
Yeah. And then too, the international game a little bit slower. It's less physical.
Without a doubt.
So Dwayne saying here, Dalot came in at what age? Played under multiple managers in multiple positions, went out on loan to come back and look like how he coming out there.
No, but I think also to Dalot's defense, this wing back position, he can't play. I think when he was right back in the back, he was looking good. But this wing back position, it is suit him.
Not for him, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
All you could make excuses for
No, but
no excuse.
Marine, so that's not true.
Listen,
he was looking good as a right back.
No, I hear you, but that was a pretty poorly performing team. Like, we don't forget that, right? On that time,
Let me
make the points I'm making, right? Dalot, when he came to United, he was, I think, 20 or something. I can't remember because he came when Jose was in charge, right? Dalot was touted as a right winger.
Yes.
Left back, right back. He was a versatile player, but he could have also played on the right wing.
But they wanted to push him in the wing.
Right, which
for
means
a long time.
He's supposed to have some kind of attacking ability and some kind of attacking
IQ.
Don't tell me now that he's not an attacking player all of a sudden.
No, he's not that. But we see that. But we see that he's not that.
But the thing about it's not just that attacking ability.
He was a good right back, but we get rid of
He's not
good.
Dalot when the ball offer 1 year today and then run off the football. I say you have got to be kidding me, bruv.
The man not good though. This thing I understand what you're trying to say, Nico, even though that is a real poor try. Dalot not good though.
But the proof is in the pudding.
Dalot not good.
It is one thing. Let me tell you.
Good when he was playing a back four.
Let me tell you what that proof you're talking about. You see Dalot nationality, he availability.
Yeah.
You see them
he's the next one.
You see them two things that I want to keep playing so much.
On that early this season when he cost Tanag his job. But the season before that,
remember last season he was player. Yeah, he was player.
He was good as a right back, but he's just not a wing back.
I find
expectation of a wing back.
Dalot, I'm not talking about the attacking part. My biggest problem for Dalot is his brainlessness.
Yeah,
when it comes
making.
Yes.
Even when Dalot in the right back position, he could turn and swing a ball across the face of the field and intercept the ball there.
No, it's true, but he was better as a right back than a right wing back.
You know what he would be better as? A sold back. That way he could be better as.
I agree. And I agree with that.
Let me just get the comments here. Yeah, so Jerome saying here also when we depend on him for every chance, then his passing is not consistent enough. I think as a 10, he is good, but deeper he can be an issue when he brings that inconsistency. All right. Milan didn't want him. We get stuck with him like Dalo, right?
Yeah.
Adrian saying here, if I had the money, I would pay Manchester United to sell Onana. Nah, boy. Yeah, he's saying he missed the X, right? They here. Right. Yeah, Onana almost cost me the dregs in it.
Man, you see that
Martinelli.
man going through?
Thank
And
God
everybody
Martinelli
do
do
that
shit.
same one?
Yeah, I telling you, I don't
I
see we
don't
lost that game there.
know. That man missed from there.
Thank
Yeah,
God
the thing is
Martinelli
offside
was
too.
too. He was
Thank
offside.
God Martinelli
Yeah,
shit this
Martinelli was
season.
outside.
You know?
Martinelli was outside.
No, but when I say Onana
They
not supposed to
flag
be
it
playing that
offside.
ball right there, we always talking about that's how you go put that ball there for men to come
But
and score.
He do the
and
same
it's
thing.
the
Same
worst
thing.
people, you know, Mendes say, well, use no international keeper. Granted, fine, but horse, all of we play football, everybody watch keeper training. You ever seen a keeper training? Parry, when they're telling him, push the keeper to push the ball. Dog, you're supposed to be pushing the ball as far wide as possible, dog.
You see,
Anytime a keeper consistently parrying a ball back into the play, you just want to beat him, dog.
nah, Onana hand short, you see. I why?
I don't know why we
A real
listen.
short.
Onana talk, let's move on quickly, yes? Because boy, we really have to get rid of Onana.
No,
Yeah,
I'm telling
no.
you, he's not
No,
good.
no, here. I think
Um,
we gave him a chance, honestly, but we could agree he ain't good.
Yeah.
Two seasons.
We call him our where's this guy named? The guy who City signed before they signed Edison. We see him again?
So,
Joe Hart.
No,
But
not
now
Joe
Joe
Hart.
Hart was there all the time.
The guy from
What's
Was it
that?
Shea
What's
Given?
Joe Hart?
Was it Shea Given?
No, the one from
Given
Barca.
and Joe Hart was
From
there
Barca.
before they had money.
Oh,
buy
from
the-
Valdez? Oh, not Valdez, man.
No, not Valdez. I thought
No,
that was
not
from Barca
Valdez.
before.
Audio Bravo,
it
Muzzy.
wasn't
Bravo.
Bravo.
Yes.
It's Bravo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Onana is we Bravo, right?
Yes.
How long Bravo was there for a season?
A season.
And they went right back and they paid big money for Bravo. And when the city, dog, I will always just, anytime people trying to justify to me spending, I just use that season with City. City spent, and I can remember it good, close to 200 million in defenders alone that season. And the come was what, fourth? Then they went that same season again and buy back a set of defenders and a new keeper.
Yeah.
First, they wasn't pleased.
Yeah, 115 charges, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're saying here we all agree, I think, that he is not a skipper.
I
It's just
disagree with that. I disagree. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, it's just I can't look at someone and say they are clearly a better leader than him. Right? The team lacks leadership. However, he's a great player, consistent or not. Imagine if we had an Osimhen to finish off the chances he creates.
But
right?
what's that guy name who now talk there?
I kind of get where he's coming from.
Come for real. I kind of get, but you see that part you see there, consistent or not, then you kind of blowing your point out of the water there, because the mark of, we always say this, the mark of a good player and a great player is the ability to do the greatness consistently. You can't be, let me be real, all them fellas is Premiership players, most of them is internationals. So them fellas is good players. But what we looking for in, what we expect in Bruno Fernandes is greatness and a consistent ability and proper thing.
Bruno more consistent than inconsistent.
Yeah.
I find if you look at Bruno's career at Manchester United, there's more consistency than not. I would say so, because the numbers Bruno puts in up, it can't come from inconsistency. The man is a better creator than Kevin De Bruyne And nobody could argue that. He is
Man,
better than Kevin De Bruyne.
numbers don't tell the entire story though, JP. That's the thing, right? It's all about the eye test.
Nobody thing is, but they can't be inconsistent and bringing up better numbers than Kevin De Bruyne. He more consistent than inconsistent.
Let me ask the question: Who got more goals, Frank Lampard or Zidane?
Lampard.
Who's the better player?
Zidane by a mile. Yeah, numbers is not everything.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong.
I never called Bruno Fernandes. No shit up.
Stats tell part of the story.
For Bruno and Man City team, and nobody will be talking about Kevin De Bruyne. That's what I would say. Because
right now, De Bruyne form right now.
De Bruyne legs gone. De Bruyne legs gone.
But the point JP making is Bruno getting these kind of numbers in a real dysfunctional team, while Kevin De Bruyne getting his numbers in a team that winning titles.
If you put Bruno in a proper team, people be talking about Ballon d'Or and things for Bruno. Because if he doing what he doing in a team,
JP is stretching it now,
terrible.
JP is stretching it now,
No,
I'm not stretching it.
Why you can't really fight JP too much? I understand that he might stretch it up. But no, when they want the chances, Bruno doesn't give men. When they want the chances, Bruno doesn't be giving men. For them to flop it, just shake your head,
If that's the case, though, if you swap Steven Gerrard and Paul Scholes in two different teams, that means Steven Gerrard would have win the Ballon d'Or every single year, then.
Probably.
So, anyway.
Let me just get through the comments, guys. Let me just get through the comments, right? Dwayne saying here, Bruno, as much as he has a lot of flaws, that divides the panel and fans, what is visually known is he fights to the end. The only one that gives 100 than any other player in good or bad form. In a better side, something that's another topic, right? Yeah. Then we're saying here, I see sometimes our attackers going at duels to lack of faith in the strikers.
This one, I see sometimes our attackers going at goal. Okay, so I guess
not
passing.
You mean instead of you passing it?
Instead of passing to the striker, going for goal.
Yeah.
Well, clearly we see Dallo do that last game.
Jerome saying here, this squad has lacked leaders for about 4 years now. They let me
probably more than that.
To be that as he has the experience of being a captain, Bruno has about 4 years left at prime level, given how hard he plays now. And how many games? That's correct. We need to get in more leaders along with talent. Yeah.
Well, I'm real confident in keeping the lead boy.
But
going to captain, you can get seller.
But I don't think he fit Amorim's style. He don't fit Amorim's style.
But what style he fit? Because look at the clubs he comes from.
He put a low block side.
You know what he fit? Ajax at 20 years old. Let him go back there.
I think he fit a low block. He fit a low block team.
He and Maguire's like box defenders.
Them is low block players. That's why Tenago went to him because Tenago only want to play on the counter.
Crystal on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying here, boy, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but analysts fret me when he parry ball for the attackers to shoot. Like, why not have it outside?
Chef the master of the statement, boy, I don't know if anybody else noticed this.
No, remember. This remember this comment that come while we was talking, Yeah.
But at the same time, though,
everybody see that. Everybody notice
that. Single. I mean, let's say, I know. I take a little hiatus from the podcast, but I'm confident in my brothers. That I say this every week about Onana and his power ability, rather his lack of ability.
Phil, we gonna allow him. That's okay. Let's talk, right?
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Christian, trust me, Christian. We notice.
We get you, brother. We get you.
Because don't take a hiatus too, man. Doesn't take a hiatus because it's stressful. Protect the mental health.
And the man said after he prefer to
I
work in.
must boy, middle of carnival, you look at the message me about Manchester. But I don't want to hear nothing about Manchester, boy. I hear about carnival, that boy. I had to ask him if he going mad, you know. Don't message me about no Manchester in the middle of carnival, you crazy.
True.
Hey, son of the inside, thanks for joining, man. Blessings and love, yeah, man. And he and also it's been a while, so I don't know if he and Chef was jumping up, right?
Yeah, that my dog, but he does have to breastfeed.
Oh, Jesus.
We keep is so much mess that every attack Arsenal make, I got worried. Yeah, Onana. Christian saying here, Garnacho, Lindelof, and Casemiro were really good.
Chef, you hear that, eh?
Yeah, must shout out heaven as well. So a post today, Casemiro made 9 out of 10 tackles in today's game, most for any player in the league this season.
Yeah, low block player. He's an ex-low block player.
Yeah, low block. All them fellas is low block, right? Sit deep. Jerome saying here, the problem we have been losing players and getting worse is management. From De Gea to Onana. Question is, has management improved with Ineos? Only way to get better is for recruitment to improve. It's been a rubbish a decade now, and I think this is what we're looking for. This is why everybody's looking forward to this summer, you know?
Yeah.
To see what kind of recruitment.
This is a do-or-die summer.
I'm telling you.
It seems like if we say that every season, but let me be real. Ineos insist on bringing a manager halfway in the season, or you didn't give him no backing. So, really and truly, this is all your manager now. Off season coming. I don't care where. All they had to find the money.
Yeah, the man to get up early too. No deadline dating. No deadline dating.
But so far, I guess since Amarin has arrived and the transfers made, I think in the right direction. Even the signing of Chido, Heaven, we see how he coming in to help. Dogu, I think has been some really shrewd signings.
The Ineos signings we get, if you look at it, they are the
all of them doing good.
Mazwari, yeah. Onana, okay, I could.
Onana came under Glazers with
Delict.
No, but what I'm saying, right? One of the noticeable things as well with the signings that Ineos making is the players not coming in too expensive. They're not on mad wages, so they're easy to let go if they don't work. You understand? Yeah. It'll be easier to sell them players, right? So that's
again. 2 years.
Remember, he just like Onana, eh? Them Ineos, I mean Glazers, Ten Hag.
No, but is it a long-term contract? Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely.
About 7 years, not 7 years still, or something so.
That shit snake have 7 years, boy.
One stupid contract we signed here on our show, boy. Let me get the comments quick, guys, because I have one more talking point, right? Them is saying here, if a man is first or second in the league in chance creation, it would look like a hero ball. But if he had forwards to finish some of them hero balls, we would be in a much better place, right? Jerome saying here, we used to fight Don Cavani when he stopped playing for us to save himself for Uruguay in his second year. Enjoyed every week until internationals. Cavani, one was great. Yeah, I get your point.
I get the point. I agree. But when they have chance for him, he burying it.
Yeah. Cavani, quality.
Yeah, he burying it.
Dwayne saying here, I'm fed up of the youth. Christy Garnacho fed up.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. Thank you.
All right. Christian saying here, men like Bellingham have less goals and assists than Bruno, and he playing with the likes of Mbappe and Vinny. Right? If you notice, Bruno stats drop as the years go by because he playing with the real poor attackers on top. However, the man still produced 20 GAs each season he was here. All right. Jerome saying here, my personal problem with Bruno, and I know, is I compare him to Scholes and Carrick. He doesn't have that kind of consistency. He is more of a nanny in midfield, I would add, right? He's a great player, but history and the team situation is a bit unfair to him, right? He needs a player like that beside him. No, when I say Nani, the inconsistency of Nani as a midfielder is what I guess the comparison is, right? Christian saying here, Bruno also being played all over, left, right, 8, 10,
You see
etc.
this?
So producing.
And this is a big point. And that is something we really. I know we're moving on from the Bruno thing, but that's a thing to where Bruno does be all over that field, but jeez.
Yeah. Jeremy saying here, unfortunately, Zirkzee had to play up top. He's a link player that can work in the middle at times. Yeah, but we just needed to get Hoyle out of that team today.
Zirkzee, but Zirkzee didn't play bad at all today.
He didn't play bad. He didn't play bad.
And you know how much of a fan of him I am. but that Zirkzee, sometimes you can watch a man who working harder and then still say, but use the real shit. But Zirkzee, if Zirkzee had scored that today, that small goal flick, and a ball,
No, but he and all start the play that led to the Mazwari shot in Raya. He hold off the defender and play that through for
I get what we're saying. We don't want, we don't believe in either one of them as these, the center forward. But Zirkzee wasn't bad at all today. Zirkzee was tired when they take him off.
Yeah. He had real minutes on them legs, boy. Jody on the inside, blessed night to you, man. Thanks for joining. He's saying the team that only performs for the so-called big games.
Boy, Jody.
There we go, pussy. That is a big game too.
Yeah. We had to tell them it's Real Madrid they're playing, right? Real. Just we playing Real.
Well, tell you who we playing this week. We playing Real. We playing City. we playing Liverpool.
Jerry saying when Dalot was a right back, men used to say he can attack. Now we have a chance to show it at the right wing back, and we see the truth. He's a squaddy at best. I agree.
At best.
That's squaddy.
Doing saying here, Onana, we bounce we had bad. Yeah, real bad. Right? And it's that Champions League final that send we in that zone, you chain up real bad.
Oh, we need a keeper. We signing a keeper who good with his legs. He could real pass.
Yeah, what about man? He doesn't have more turnovers than anybody else I know.
Boy.
Javid on the inside. Good night to you, man. Glory, man. So just passing through. Glad for the point. Nothing more than that. As this performance against Arsenal is a one-off. Most had good games. Rasmus boy. Christian, sorry. Bruno never had more. We want to leave the Bruno boy, right? So thanks for the comment. Jerome said here, JP getting the numbers in a dysfunctional team because he is the main man. In a better team, don't think that stats are high. Well, that's another good point as well, because he looks better with less focus and pressure on him.
Yeah.
So I got a comment, right? Christian saying, watch now, if we had a Raya and Arsenal had a we'd have win. I'm telling you, we'd have win that game today.
Sure. You know what the funny thing is? Raya always good for craziness,
Yeah,
at least one per match, and today he just turned into prime yes.
Right. So earlier, Amram again, Eden Heaven. He said Eden Heaven is so calm, so relaxed. He doesn't feel the pressure. I believe we have found a real player. Right. This was just I just had to put this up because I thought, having Lindelof in the back, then we had the lip there, and then Euro has been good over the past couple of games, and then for Euro to come off halftime, and we had to rely on this youth man,
unproven.
Unproven. I was very, very impressed with
and
I think how the manager worded it here, he summed up everything, perfect.
Yeah.
I guess rightly when he had the ball on his hand, but because Nova.
Yeah.
Nova with Manchester.
Yeah.
Nova with Manchester.
Euro got injured. That was an injured thing. He had to come off.
Yeah. Some with the ankle, but the manager say he ain't sure for Real yet. So let me hope he will be available for Real. You know?
And I was pleased with Heaven.
Yeah. Heaven had a decent performance today, man. Olia.
You know that's good.
Rasmus Højlund. Right? Now, here what I want to do, here what I want to find out, right? All I think is really just a confidence thing, boy, because them two chances the man missed, boy. Something I right. Something I right. All I think we being overly harsh on Højlund. Now, the fact that we pay 70, let me put this out there, right? The fact that we pay 72 million for Højlund is not Højlund's fault. It's going to be hanging over your head. I understand that. Right? But if you cooking and somebody, your price is normally $10 and somebody come and say, I'll give 50 for it, you can't tell them no, right?
Hell no.
So we can't blame Højlund for his price tag.
No. I don't ever come at him. Well,
what really going on with Højlund, Olia? Is it really?
No, but to be honest, my simple, because I don't want to talk about Højlund for too long. I think at this stage, his confidence gone now. It gone. We passed he's a shit snake, but he's a shit snake with no confidence right now.
But what makes you confidence? That's it, right? What makes you confidence go?
Nico, you remember last season, right? No, you remember last season, right? Last season, when the man didn't score in 16 games, when he scored, the man started crying, right?
Yeah. Right.
So the fact that he's not scoring affecting him, and then on top of the fact that he's not scoring, his performances has also not been good enough. So Amorim say that's why Amorim said he knows that his players they are on social media, they read and they listen, so they know what's going on. So that pressure mounting. So that would the confidence getting hit.
So the confidence getting hit because of social media, right?
No, not only social media. You know you ain't playing good, but you know you're not scoring.
Personally, not playing.
Even a striker, right? Even if you're not scoring, you could help the team now, boy.
That's what we're saying,
right?
Yeah.
We understand how, and we understand how our team does play. You're not gonna get much chances. But
so when
with other facets of your game, you could help the team with that. And if you're scoring, maybe you could use that to build your confidence that all right, I'm not scoring, but helping the team.
Yeah. All you watch Xerxes today. I can't believe I actually talking about Xerxes in a positive light. But all you saw how much ball today that Xerxes was screaming, laying off the ball, running off. Dog, that will be You feel you Sturgeon. You feel you white Sturgeon. All you want to do is post up, and back your backside in a defender. Boy, move now, boy.
I said, so even if Xerxes don't score, Xerxes helping the team.
Yeah, right now. Xerxes confidence at 10 right now.
And the thing about it is, as Reem even we were talking about today, they don't even boo you because you're white.
Well, I know when I say, make sure maybe they need to boo you. Because remember, Xerxes get boo. And remember after that, that boo was the slight switch. Well, like he went to him, he cried and said, all right, I'm coming back and show them something. Because Xerxes has improved consistently after that boy gave the backside. But this white boy game, today I say, but he come on, I watch him, he face looking clear like he went by a dermatologist. I say, well, all right. The man looking like he fresh, like he come to do something today. Now when I watch this man play, well, I get so mad at them chances. I said, boy, you really a shit on, you know.
No, I was saying, and he still get boo. You understand what I'm saying? So he had to realize that, you know what I mean? Let me improve the little things. the little things, let me start to improve it, and maybe, I will take my chances. Because
much
you can't
games-
be studying
When last he
about
scored?
scoring a goal. I don't even know.
20 games ago.
20 games ago, that guy
20
scored.
games ago. Yeah.
I think it's November. Sometime November.
For a whole season, man.
Yeah. You only had 2 in the Premier League or something for the season.
Yeah, but that chance, you see that chance we get? And the thing about that chance, what happened me earlier? Oh, Jesus, that chance hurt me. You get a ball on your left foot. You got a left foot chance. And you put a ball on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the goal. You get a ball on your left foot. Right? Oh gosh, this fella from Arsenal, right?
Rice.
Right on the right hand side. Eh?
Yeah.
All you have to do is keep your ball on your left foot with your strong foot. And you try to
Well,
well. Nah, man.
And
You know,
the wicked cameraman went straight at Amarin when he do it. Amarin like Jesus. Amarin was he cussing that man in Portuguese.
Boy, I tell you, what's me? And we was want to get on the coach, but if we had a striker that taken the chances that we created for the last 4 or 5 games, well, we come out with W's, why?
And you say 4 or 5 games?
It's clear
Not
chances
just 4.
we created.
It's not just 4 or 5 games.
No, because it had a point in time we really wasn't creating chances. But right now, don't be creating chances. It's just something to take it by what's associated that game. Then I throw free in front of the goal and you can side netting. Free. And then we get knocked out from, and that's say, I hope that happen. We get knocked out from Sociedad, we're gonna blame the coach and the system and the 3-4-3 and all kind of stupidness. Anyway.
But if you
Anybody else
listen
on?
to
Yeah, go ahead.
Andy Cole when he was on Rio Pod last week, and he talked about when he was going through a little dry spell. And I forget which striker it is he say. I think it's when he was at Arsenal or something. And the senior striker he talked to at that point in time, just tell him when you're going through that little dry spell, just hit it. Just hit the ball hard. Just hit it. And when I see you and get that ball today, the first thing I say, just hit it. And we take a touch for you get the ball, just hit
Just
it.
hit the ball, though.
Just hit it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the other one that he got that square, and yes, Gabriel getting a good tackle. But you ought to be stronger than that. You ought to put yourself in front of that to get a better touch to try and make the keeper work. You get 2 good chances and the keeper and do nothing. You make the keeper work literally in front of the goal. And you let Rice come and tackle from behind and win that. Nah.
Wait, right? What's me?
Chido should have come on.
Yeah, I tell you,
Chido
right should have, it should have be at least a penalty and a red card.
I was not bringing her. I wasn't bringing Rasmus on there at all. It was I wanted to see Chino come on.
I find Chido should have come on, especially knowing that Chido can't play Thursday. He should have bring him on.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think, and I had mentioned it earlier to Nico, to play for a club like this, you have to have mentality, right? And the thing about it is every striker does go through a goal drought, right? And somebody had mentioned it before, but what you're doing during that goal drought, how you're helping the team, right? Hold up, link up, your runs, all these other things are part of a football, what a footballer is supposed to do and contribute to the game, right? And if you ain't giving me none of that, how we supposed to be patient with you?
You'll be toting you.
No. You will go through a goal drought as a striker. Defenders go learn you. They go know where your strengths, your weaknesses, how you shoot. That's what these assistants do now. Every team have assistants who study the opponent's strikers and how they just move, where they shoot, the stronger foot, the weaker foot. They just do them thing. But when you able now, because look at the game today, right?
Except against Manchester. But
look at the game today, Chef, right? And I pointed this out to JP. Them realize that Xerxes killing everything. You see what they do Xerxes today? Every
but-
time that ball was coming towards Xerxes, it had a defender on his back, and
Yeah.
what's his name? The Dutch Timber. Every
Yeah.
time that ball was coming to Xerxes, it was either Saliba or Gabriel, and then Timber was right there to sandwich him. So as soon as it come down,
Pull him out.
he gonna take off, and he had to
Yeah.
change. And Xerxes in the game had to change he approach,
He
and then you'll
started-
see him.
He started laying
And
out the ball faster.
Yeah, and you
And the
see
ball-
him.
And then now with them three basically coming, it was creating spaces for other men to run into.
But not only that too, was Xerxes had to get a little more aggressive and physical with him.
Yeah,
Yes.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Hoyland have to be able to adjust, and he not showing that he has the intelligence. One, he not showing us that he has the mentality. Two, right? Because you ain't get boo. Imagine you even get boo from your fans, and your head down.
Yeah.
You're not even contributing to the other aspects of the football match, man. And that is my issue, you know. And that's why I'm saying, you know, if you don't have the mentality, because as a striker, you will experience another goal drought. You understand? It will happen. Right? We can't depend on you. We can't depend on you. Now, truth be told, guys, you know, if Hoyland had, you know, a more senior striker to work with, and the load or the weight of the responsibility wasn't on him, then perhaps. But then again, I'm watching Xerxes coming new, and he doing what he do. He is scoring, but he ain't letting it get to him, and he doing what he do. So it's like you want to try to understand and feel for Hoyland in this situation better other players who just disproving all them things now, boy. You know?
not only that, and then it have other players now, like Chido and these other youngsters who coming through who deserve to get a chance. And we can't be as harsh as it might seem. That sentiment thing going on the door when I'm watching my team in 15th and 16th position. I can't feel sorry for you. You're a millionaire still, you know.
Yeah.
This was 1 year. He felt like he's 17 as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 17.
Yeah, and he started for Arsenal today, right?
Yeah.
Because the man, well, he had more playing time because of Saka. But
No only Saka, but for him to even at a 70-year-old to break into
he
the
was mentioned plenty. But
No,
he was,
but
he
he
bad.
even made but to even start, you had to have that quality.
No, the man bad. The man bad. That youth bad. It had no 2 years more that he bad.
Yeah. So that means he ahead of I don't know if he ahead of Martinelli, but I know Martinelli was injured. So
Martinelli has been shit whole season.
Yeah.
he ahead of this one who they're bringing to Sterling. Sterling got off the
Yeah,
bench.
yeah, exactly. Still, and even come off the bench.
Well, everybody had a Sterling, boy.
Everybody, but he had that with him, man self. He had to stay on
He's
the
like, oh Lord,
That
oh
man
Lord,
announced in
Lord.
January. You have yet to see the best of me.
Lord.
Oh
He had to
Lord.
stay on the bench. I really couldn't take seeing that Fifi run today. I couldn't take seeing that Fifi run today.
How long
That's
Steph stay
it.
quiet, tell you? How long
Huh?
Steph stay quiet? I thought he was gonna be quiet.
Oliver's trigger man. Oliver's trigger man is good.
If you put Sterling and Velma from Scooby Doo running side by side, you can't tell the difference. Trust
No,
me,
you cannot.
can't tell the difference, boy.
Let me just get the remainder comments on the Victor Rapid, guys. Jody saying here, so we playing Real Leicester City next. Yeah, that will be a do. All right. Mylon on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. He's saying Raya was in God mode. Yeah, boy.
Why?
But all I think it was Raya was just so good, or I think we finishing was could have been better.
I think he
It was on the club boat.
Yeah, boy, I find that Mazzuari chance, boy. Hey, boy, nah, boy.
On
That
a
was
volley,
good,
Nicole,
boy.
that's a easy to hit.
That was good, boy.
The Bruno one. Dan.
That was good reflexes and to get up. I think the
To
better
get up.
one was when
Yeah, boy.
how quickly he gets up.
How quick he gets
Onana
up, boy.
can still be on the ground, you know?
Yeah.
Onana can still be on the ground. He's fighting to get up still.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Hey, And even he reflected to stop that Xerxes flick, but I didn't say that
Yeah.
goal in the boy.
That shit I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one had
Um,
less pace on it. So, you know, I'll give my little.
But the point blank.
But them two other
Yeah.
chances, boy.
Yeah. Nah,
And
that
that was a
Masvari
nice-
one, boy. Wait,
That was
boy,
a nice. That was a nice.
Yeah.
That was a nice late run Xerxes make for that too. Eh?
No, he did well. He did well for that. But I just them thing had to go in. Them thing had a score.
Yeah, them thing had the score, man.
What,
Make
boy?
some make some highlights now. You don't make highlights with near misses, you know.
Yeah, but, Jerome saying here, good to get back cool here.
Yeah. Agreed.
Got a knock and not
Knock.
looking it in a tackle. Right, hopefully it's just a bruise. Yeah, for sure. Because I find Euro looking good too, so we don't want to be losing them
you're
on them.
good. Nah, you're good. I like
But
him,
you
but
really see, you really can see the difference with Collier. Collier is really a proper little player.
Yeah, he decent, man. He decent. Jerome saying here, Rasmus confidence in negative, right? He score harder chances than the one Rice tackle on him, right? Mental issues right now with him. We need to take him out the fine line next season to recover. He may not be good enough, but he isn't this bad.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm selling them, maybe. By selling them. We can.
I was, to be honest, you know, I wasn't keeping him. I was sending him on loan somewhere.
Yeah.
Let him catch himself somewhere.
I don't do that.
Yeah, if I don't selling you or you go stay.
Yeah.
Or nobody buying it.
Nah, it's happening over there buying you.
What?
Yeah. It's a place.
But we done lost big time.
We gonna lose. We gonna
Yeah,
definitely
we lose big time. So better we
Why we talking about, man, we don't ever make any profit of players? Is
No,
every time we sell is at a loss.
Now, well,
Yeah,
business gonna do
we get
different.
back the money. We getting back the money.
Business doing different now, you know, chef. You know.
Sure.
Kristen saying here, Hoyland like he playing with a tall boots, right? We used to complain about Lukaku, but Lukaku could have put the ball in the back. Yeah.
Boy, telling you, boy.
Yeah.
Lukaku was doing that.
I mean,
Jerome saying here the relationship not there. Dalo not passing is a sign of that. Garnacho wasn't passing either. He looked depressed most games. Right? Well, to be honest with you, Jerome, what he do today not gonna help him, right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Because the team will lose more and more trust and faith in you. So you have to get the team.
Reason.
Yeah, you have to earn that, right? As Hoyland is a finisher. Without that, he doesn't have much. Like Inzaghi, but low grade. Jay-Z is much more talented. Is a much more talented footballer, so he can do bits without scoring, right? Rasmus, if he's not scoring, doesn't have much.
The Hoyland he talking about that is a finisher. Is a Hoyland in our next league? Can't be this Hoyland we talking about. He's a finisher. Yeah, he's a finisher. He's a finisher, yes.
I think a little clip saying, but
he mean he's a poacher. I think that's what you probably mean to say.
Poacher.
He's more of a poacher striker.
But
even he
JP,
poaching, not.
but JP, he
level.
poaching
he
around.
make sensible runs as a poacher.
Yeah,
A poacher does make sensible runs.
A poacher does make late runs. A poacher does be always in and around the 6 yard. He never there.
You see,
Never.
you see the kind of movement Chicharito had in our box. That's a poacher.
Yeah.
That's a poacher, Inzaghi. That's poacher.
Men,
Dan,
when they watch
you
it,
see-
you
you
know
see
what
that
they're trying to
move,
do.
You see that move what Xerxes make today to try
Exactly.
that flick? Rasmus not doing that.
Yeah.
But he do have the IQ. He do have the IQ.
Imagine I using Xerxes as an example.
Thing rough. Right? Dwayne saying here his confidence properly shattered, right? 72 at that age, coming into United expectation is to get kicking right away. It's just buying without a proper plan in place on how we are going to play to get goals from a striker. We went on prospect and potential as well. He's trash for me, sorry to say. Thought he was very unorthodox.
Though he is very unorthodox. Yeah.
Eric on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying Hoyland can't lace Weghorst.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Hey.
And there's an next example of what I was saying before. We used to blast Weghorst.
Thank you very much, Eric. I said that today. I said that today. You cannot talk to the horse.
We used to blast Weghorst.
We cannot talk to the horse.
Not by Eric, but can I use somebody else? Weghorst?
I said this today in the football that Hoyland is not the cat talk to the horse.
Peter Balker on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Even though you're late, you're still here, man. You're still here, right? Last year, Hoyland. Last year, if you check his goals, they are good. No, but I mean, let me just touch on this, right? Hoyland goals were in patches last year. He wasn't consistent either.
Nope.
Right? Yeah. So in terms of a finisher, he could score goals. You have a good shot, right? But he had too far to go to be clinical and to be a kind of
to help the team. All we want a player to help the team.
And I think something all you're forgetting to add, right now, Manchester don't have time to baby a striker.
No.
We don't. We don't. We need, and this is what we were crying and saying, we need proven strikers. We don't have time for that. Not in a struggling team.
Yeah.
A struggling striker in a struggling team is a dog like that. Nah.
Nah. Men wicked. Rasmus scored 60, and I think I explained this. Weggy scored. I don't agree with that.
No, but Weghorst all-round game
was better.
It's better
than him.
Okay.
I was saying. We talk about the goal conversion.
Yeah, Weghorst is a healthy team.
Weghorst was doing everything but scoring.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Hoyland doing nothing.
And Hoyland doing nothing. And not scoring.
Peter saying here, only thing I want to mention is Collier. Looks proper player, and Jay-Z coming to his own. Yeah, for sure. Jerome saying here, for sure, we need a senior striker and put Rassi on the bench next year.
Rassi, yes. I see Rassi and I thought what Toddy talking about Rashford.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I think we well over time, but I mean, it is when you're having fun, time just fly, right? But another match day done, one that we thought would have been, pain. It actually turned out better than we thought, and we go take the point and run, even though we ruined that 3 points. We just helping the Scousers to their championship.
Them done win that.
Yeah. Yes.
Equal us on 20. Although I still say we better because we went 13 in the modern version of the Premier League. They should only be their second.
Correct. Yeah, so whatever, right? So let them jump up and wave with the fake thing, right? Yeah. So guys, we're gonna be here again on Tuesday, right? We don't have time to go into associate to Real, but hopefully, we continue to see some steps in the right direction, albeit small steps, it's still forward steps nonetheless, right? So the guys will have some more days to rest and recover. I think Amorim still we should get back Ugarte, right? Which should be a boost. I'm really sweating on this Euro because I find Euro doing so well. I don't want Euro to drop out of here.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not much to depend on.
Yeah, and Lindelof.
Yeah, but even if he missed the game Thursday, I think he might be good for the weekend.
But I still, the Copa game was a knockout now.
That side, but I don't want to be dependent on Lindelof and these kind of shit snakes, though.
I
Man,
don't know chances for the knockout games now, but you know, them games do or die kind of way now.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, so Nico, Phil, Chef JP, and Osimhen had to leave earlier. You know, and those in the comments, thanks for the likes, thanks for the shares, thanks for the engagement. We do appreciate it. It was a little rough over the last couple of weeks, you know, so some from the times things started to pick back up. You know, we just get some nice little interactions. So we do appreciate it, you know. Yeah, so guys, have a good night and see you on the next one. Blessings.
Good night.